I welcome you all for this presentation. I'm Dr. C. Janita Nancy, Assistant Professor belonging to the Department of Mathematics from PPG College of Arts and Science. My topic of today is correlation. The contents are definition of correlation, types of correlation, methods of correlation, and properties of correlation coefficient. Here comes the definition of correlation. The term correlation refers to the relationship between the variables. Simple correlation refers to the relationship between two variables x and y. There may be fluctuations between the values of the variables. The direction of change and the closeness of the relationships can be found out using this correlation. Next, we shall go on to the types of correlation. There are various types of correlation, namely positive correlation, negative, simple, partial, multiple, linear, and non-linear correlation. The final one is no correlation. Let us study what is positive correlation. When the values of two variables, capital X and Y, change in the same direction, there is positive correlation between two variables. For example, here we can see the values of X and Y are increasing. That is, we can say X and Y change in the same direction. Positive correlation is generally found between the price and supply. Negative correlation. When the values of two variables change in the opposite direction, there is negative correlation between two variables. Example, here we can see one variable x is increasing and another variable y is decreasing with respect to its values. So that we can say x and y move in the opposite direction. Therefore, negative correlation exists. Negative correlation is generally found between the price and demand. A simple correlation. When only two variables are considered as under positive or negative correlation, the correlation between them is called as simple correlation. Partial correlation. When more than two variables are considered, the correlation between two of them when all the other variables are held constant is called partial correlation. Multiple correlation. When more than two variables are considered, the correlation between one of them and its estimate based on the group consisting of the other variables is called multiple correlation. Next is linear, non-linear, and no correlation. Corresponding to each pair of values of two variables, plot a point on a graph sheet. Consider all the points so obtained. When all the points lie exactly on a line or scattered around a line, there is linear correlation between the two variables. When all the points lie exactly on a curve or scattered around a curve, there is nonlinear correlation between the two variables. When the points are scattered neither around a line or a curve, there is no correlation between the two variables. Next are the methods of correlation. Scatter diagram, Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation that is represented by small r, Spearman's rank correlation coefficient, and correlation coefficient by concurrent deviation method. So there are four methods of correlation. Properties of correlation coefficient. Always correlation coefficient lies between -1 and +1. That is, correlation coefficient cannot be greater than 1 numerically. Correlation coefficient is independent of change of origin. Correlation coefficient is independent of change of scale, and it is a pure number. It is not in any unit of measurement. Conclusion. Thus we have seen the correlation, definition of it, types, methods, and properties of correlation coefficient. Thank you all.